Well, my friends, it finally happened. The long-awaited premiere of the third season of Squid Game is here at last. In this review, I'll share my impressions, tell you what the season is about, and most importantly, all without spoilers, so you can relax. Let's dive in. They really made us wait for it. We had to wait half a year to see the continuation, which is nothing compared to the gap between the first and second seasons. Back then, the wait stretched on for years, and many of us, myself included, nearly forgot what happened in the series. The creators blamed the pandemic, difficulties with writing the script, and grueling filming. But in the end, we finally got a new chapter in Gi-hoon's story. Of course, Gi-hoon's story remains at the heart of it all. Although, you could say that the games themselves have become a fully fledged world of their own. But we still follow the fate of the main character with special concern. Over these months, countless fan theories emerged. Some turned out to be absurd, but they let us dive even deeper into this crazy world. Some theories unexpectedly came true, which only proves how huge and engaged the fan base is. Of course, Jian's story remains at the heart of it all. The director did everything his own way. He finished the story as he saw fit, without cliches or predictable templates. Most importantly, he managed to keep the intrigue alive until the very end. Without spoiling anything, I can say that there are only a handful of episodes in this season, each with a unique title. About half matched earlier leaks, while the rest were pleasant surprises. The episodes are long, but thanks to the pacing, they fly by. Right from the start, we're taken back to where the second season left off. Gi-hoon's uprising had failed, his friends were killed, and he was left in despair. The players who survived in the dorm continued to compete, something we already knew from the trailers. In the third season, we're taken through a new round of unique games, and not a single one repeated. Even the classic Squid Game was reimagined. The creators clearly approached it creatively, modifying children's games into something both simple and deadly. By the way, they cut back on the voting. The second season was notorious for dragging that out. It often felt tedious and irritating. This time, they focused more on spectacle and tension. From the very first episode, we're plunged back into the continuation of the story, showing the fourth game in Gi-hoon's arc. Gi-hoon is still practically on a leash, let out only for the games and then chained up again. You'd think he'd already been through enough, but he faces even more pain ahead. June felt different this season. You could see just how broken he was by everything he'd endured. He had fewer lines, but his eyes spoke volumes. However, this time, the spotlight shifted to other characters, each of whom got enough screen time to shine. Watching them was fascinating. It felt like I was right there with them, taking part in these deadly games. Of course, there were casualties. Many died, and the deaths of some characters were so unexpected that I literally shouted at the screen, "No way! Why like this?" The first half of the season set such a pace that it was hard to keep up later on. I won't lie, the season had its weak points, and some storylines felt abruptly cut off and unfinished. Why? That's a big question. They might as well have added a few more episodes to wrap everything up properly. The games this season were impressive too. The first was a hide-and-seek game. The tension was off the charts. Then there was jump rope, which didn't surprise me as much as, say, the glass bridge from the first season, but it still delivered plenty of thrills. And one of the games remained a mystery for viewers. I'll cover that in a separate video soon. As for the finalists, guessing them turned out to be tricky, though some of our predictions did come true. The finale, by the way, was sad, and not what fans had painted it to be. The director went against typical Hollywood beats and made the story complex and tragic. Hardcore pessimists will absolutely love it. They also threw in some fan service. You'll see many characters we only dreamed of seeing again. But the VIPs didn't impress this time. They felt dull, almost deliberately cut down. Don't wait around for a post-credit scene. If, like me, you enjoy searching for Easter eggs at the end of the credits in hopes of hints about future developments, don't waste your time. There are none. However, they did leave us a small hint at a possible continuation. Overall, I can say I'm satisfied with the season. It's a worthy conclusion to the story, even if it's not without flaws. In some moments, the writers truly managed to surprise by playing on the viewer's emotions. The killings and deaths of characters reminded me of the best moments from Game of Thrones. It was that epic and emotional. Friends, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because there's a lot of exciting content ahead. Tomorrow, we'll dive into the first episode and release a spoiler-filled review for everyone to discuss.